Alright fellas, now we just saw Oleksandr Usyk face off against Daniel Dubois for the second time for the undisputed heavyweight world championship. After that slightly controversial first fight, and after Dubois has since reinvented himself, we were set to see them run it back once again for all the marbles. For Dubois, it was the final step in his epic comeback, whilst for Usyk, it was just another opportunity to further cement himself in the history books as an all-time great. So we need to get to the bottom of what just went down, as well as what might be next for the both of them. Will it be Tyson Fury? Joseph Parker? Well, we gotta break it all down. But just quickly, if you don't know, my name's Cloister, and I make box videos to help keep you informed, so make sure to subscribe and I will always keep you in the loop. Now, this fight was a bit of an interesting one. Of course, we were meant to see Parker Dubois happen earlier this year, with the winner set to face Usyk. But Dubois pulled out, and in doing so really lined himself up to avoid Parker and go straight for Usyk. For Usyk, this fight made the most sense after Fury. It's a Wembley fight, probably the biggest paycheck he's going to get, and he's done it once, why not run it back? In the build up though, this whole promotion basically disregarded the last fight. They ran with the narrative that yes, Dubois lost, but he should have got the win with the low blow. Although, as I've said in previous videos, regardless of what happened before, this was just a test to really see how much Dubois has improved since their first fight. So once the fight started, this fight started at a way higher pace than many of us thought it would. Early on, Dubois landed some sharp jabs, but Usyk's movement and footwork quickly became the story. He was successfully slipping in and out of range, and he started using sneaky jabs through the guard, and he closed the first round with a crisp 3-punch combination. He likely edged the first on the cards. In the second, Usyk's lead hand controlled the pace. He neutralized Dubois' jab and landed clean counters. The best shots of this round easily were the left hook and the straight left that visibly wobbled Dubois just before the bell. Although Dubois responded well in the third, landing enough to potentially steal the round. But Usyk's precision movement and counters started to pull the fight away. He began dissecting Dubois with sharp left hands and excellent timing, dominating the exchanges, and by this point the momentum clearly favoured Usyk. And that all came to a head when Usyk dropped Dubois with a right hook to the temple. Dubois beat that count, but another brutal left counter to the chin, sending his mouthguard flying, definitely sealed it. The referee gave Dubois a count, but he waved it off, awarding Usyk a decisive and clinical stoppage victory. This win for Usyk, simply put, was historic. Regardless of whatever happens next, he continues to cement himself as one of the greatest of all time. Undisputed at cruiserweight, 2 times undisputed at heavyweight, dismantling every challenger who stepped in front of him. Truthfully, enjoy it while it lasts, because he's an all-time great. Although, how long will it last? How much is actually left in the tank for Usyk? Well, from the post-fight interview, it's clear that retirement isn't crossing his mind yet. Names like Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Derek Chisora, Joseph Parker, they were all said by Usyk. But what face-off did we end up getting? Did we get a Tyson Fury face-off? No, we got Jake Paul. How does he find a way to weasel his way into any situation with a bit of clout? I don't know, but Jake apparently wants to fight Usyk in MMA. And really, that's all just noise. We need to get back to reality of what might actually happen next. Now, the first name out of Usyk's mouth was Tyson Fury. I think this is unfortunately a likely option. It's probably the fight that Usyk's camp wants to push because it's the biggest money fight Usyk could possibly get. It's another sold out Wembley card, another big check, it's a good night's work. Why not make it happen again? But if a trilogy does happen, it's just going to be more of the same. Although Fury claims he only lost because of politics, that's honestly just BS. He simply just met his match. And in that rematch, he didn't show enough improvement to turn the tides, and certainly not enough improvement to warrant a third fight. But the one thing that may stand in the way of that happening is Frank Warren, because the key to what is truly next for Usyk will really land in the hands of Frank Warren. This Dubois Usyk fight was a bit interesting because it seemed to be a sole Queensberry Promotions event. Only about a month ago, Usyk split with his long-term promoter, leaving it basically as a sole Queensberry Promotions fight. And under Queensberry, for the future, they have almost all his future opponents signed, including Fury, Parker and Chisora. And after that fight, Warren indicated that, well, Parker's the mandatory. He should be next. The Parker fight should be what's actually next for Usyk. It's just the cherry on top for his career. Usyk doesn't need it, but Parker has deserved his chance. But really the only thing stopping this from happening is the business side. From outside perspective, the Parker fight isn't a big money fight, and that's probably why they're reluctant to even make it happen. Nothing about boxing, it's all just business. If this fight happens will really depend on how much money is on the table. Yet out of all the options, I just hope Chisora isn't next. I don't want to see that. But what about Dubois? Where does he go from here? Well, for Daniel Dubois, I think he's still in a fantastic position. This current heavyweight generation is borderline past its expiry date. The likes of Usyk, Fury and Joshua really only have a maximum of 18 months to 2 years left in the game. They are all in their late 30s and don't have long left. Whilst for Dubois, he's only 27. His prime should still be awaiting him. Dubois has now been in there with some of the best of this current generation, and he's now in a position to lead the next. There's simply no other heavyweight as young as him with the experience he has had, and with the profile he has now developed. Once Usyk eventually retires, which probably will be pretty soon, the belts won't stay together. They will scatter, and Dubois will find himself in another world title fight for certain. Most likely, I see him taking a couple stay busy fights next, and then making another run for the titles, just as he has done before. Dubois is living proof that taking tough fights young and losing isn't the end of the world. Although this is a loss, it's a loss against debatably the best boxer of this generation. He tried to be great, fell short, but he will absolutely be back. But tonight was Usyk's fight, and it was just another example of why Usyk is one of the best of all time. He has really completed boxing. He's an Olympic gold medalist and a 3-time 2-division undisputed champion who has beaten everyone put in front of him, exclusively on the road. All of these big fights have been in the away end for Usyk, which only makes his achievements even more impressive. Yet, as I usually say after fights like this, it wasn't only a win for Usyk, it was a win for boxing. Events like these is exactly what the sport needs. The best of the best fight each other in front of huge crowds. And honestly, I can't wait to see what's next for the pair. But now, I want to hear what you think at home. What are your thoughts on the fight, as well as what do you see as next for both fighters? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments down below. Now, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure to like and subscribe. It really does a ton to help the channel. Yet, thanks for watching fellas, and I'll catch you in the next one.